welcome back to my channel. I'm finally back with another true crime video. I've missed doing this and I'm so glad that I'm back. I won't promise that I upload every Saturday like I used to in the past, but I'm going to upload whenever I want and whenever I have the time. So let's just start this video. Today we are going to talk about Brazil's biggest serial killer, Pedrinho o Matador. And Matador means the killer. This man killed more than 100 people, or so he claims, because not all of these deaths have been confirmed. And he was sentenced to 400 years in prison. So let's get started. Pedro Rodrigues Filho was born on October 29th of 1954 in Santa Rita do Sapucaí in the south of the state of Minas Gerais in Brazil. He was born with an injured skull, and this was a result of his father's violence towards his mother. His father used to kick his mother's belly when they were having a fight, and this resulted in the baby to be born with an injured skull. Pedro, or Pedrinho as he was known, was abused for the first few years of his life. When he was 9 years old, he ran away to his godparents' house and he lived with them for a little bit, but then he ran away again, this time to São Paulo, where he started to commit crimes. So this has not been confirmed by the court, but it's said in some reports that when Pedro was just 11 years old, he killed his first victim. It was a man named Jorge Galvão, and he was a drug dealer, and it's also claimed that he killed Jorge's brother and brother-in-law. But again, this has not been confirmed by the court. And at that time, the police investigating these cases didn't believe that an 11-year-old boy would be able to kill 3 people. And on the other hand, Pedrinho said in an interview that the first time that he felt the urge to kill someone was when he was 13 years old. So I don't know if he was responsible for those 3 deaths or not. But talking about the first time that he had the urge to kill someone, he had a fight with one of his cousins and he pushed the boy on the sugarcane squeezer. Fortunately, the adults who were around the situation saw what was happening and were able to stop the machine. Now let's talk about the first time that Pedrinho killed, and this one is really the first confirmed victim. Pedrinho's first confirmed victim was the vice president of Alfenas, Minas Gerais. So Pedrinho took his grandfather's shotgun and shot the vice president because he had fired his dad after suspecting he had stolen some snacks. His dad worked as a school guard, but apparently he was one of his father's colleagues who was a real thief. So he killed that man as well. He was only 14 years old at this time. After this, Pedrinho ran away to Mogi das Cruzes in São Paulo, where he started to kill drug dealers. He met the widow of one of these drug dealers and they fell in love and lived together for a while. And this girl was known as Botinha, and Pedrinho basically assumed Botinha's ex position, and he was like kind of obligated to eliminate his rivals. So at his time he killed 3 more people who were also drug dealers. And one thing that I don't understand is that he killed drug dealers. I don't understand why. I don't know if they were just because they were drug dealers, but he became one. I haven't told you this yet, but according to Pedrinho, he only killed bad people. That's what he said. He was like a vigilante in his mind. But back to the story now. He lived with Botinha until she was killed by police. He was able to escape. She did not make it. But even after this, he didn't stop dealing drugs. Some time passes and he falls in love again, this time with a girl named Maria Aparecida Olimpia. And she was even pregnant with a child, but unfortunately she lost the baby. One day, Pedrinho comes home and he found her body. She had been shot to death. What does he do? He hunts her killer. So he proceeded to torture and kill multiple people until he found out that the real killer was a drug dealer. So he, along with 4 of his friends, crashed a wedding party and killed Maria's killer and 6 other people and left 16 others injured. And remember, at this time, Pedrinho was still a minor. Pedrinho was arrested for the first time on May 24th of 1973. In the prison van, he killed the person that was riding along with him. That man was a rapist, So again, according to Pedrinho, he only killed bad people. The reason he killed that man was because he was a rapist, he was bad, he didn't deserve to live. That was his thought process. Pedrinho was sentenced to 128 years in prison. And while he was there, he killed 48 people, including his own father. His father was there because he had killed Pedrinho's mother. He had stabbed her 21 times. So in an interview, Pedrinho said that he stabbed my mother 21 times, so I stabbed him 22 times. The people say I ate his heart. No, I simply cut it because it was a revenge, right? I cut it and threw it away. I took a piece, chewed it up, and threw it away. While in prison, he also killed someone that he considered a friend. That man was in there because he had murdered his own sister. And Pedrinho said in an interview, he was my friend, but I had to kill him. Again, in his mind, he's a vigilante, he only kills bad people. But there's a lot of specialists that say that he's a revenge killer, not a vigilante. Pedrinho also had a tattoo on his left arm that it says, "Kill for pleasure." And he even said in an interview that he had no regrets and that killing someone comes natural to him. After serving 34 years of his sentence, he was released. He was released on April 24th of 2007 and went back to prison in September 15 of 2011 for the crimes of riot and false imprisonment. Then he was released again in 2018 after serving 42 years in prison. At this point, Pedrinho was 64 years old. He had spent the majority of his life in prison. So at this point in his life, he decided to convert to Christianity and even created a YouTube channel. And he really seemed like he regretted what he had done. He said in an interview, "Crime is no joke. Many are entering because they see the gains, fame and money, not the root, prison and death. It's like the devil. Give with one hand and take with the other. There are many young people who enter and when they want to leave it, it's already too late." So as I said in the beginning of this video, he was known as Pedrinho o Matador, which means Pedrinho the Killer. And at this time he was trying to build himself a new identity, so he said that he was now Pedrinho o ex-matador, Pedrinho the ex-killer. However, on March 5th of 2023, early this year, Pedrinho was sitting in a chair in front of his house when a car pulled up in front of him. Two hooded men got out of the car and shot him 6 times. Pedrinho Matador was dead. Honestly, to me, this was kind of like poetic. Like the serial killer was murdered. So in total, Pedrinho had been sentenced to 400 years in prison for murdering 71 people. But he claims to have killed more than 100. But no one knows if this is actually true, if it's not, if he just wanted more fame. We don't know. So I guess we'll never know the exact number of his victims. But still, 71 people, damn. So this was the story of Brazil's biggest serial killer. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about his case. Do you think that he was some kind of vigilante, or do you think he was a revenge killer? For me, honestly, while I was doing the research, it looked more like he was a revenge killer because he killed for revenge, not like for justice or whatever. It was revenge, at least in my point of view. In my opinion, he was a revenge killer. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I post true crime videos whenever I want now. I used to post every Saturday, but it's really not possible right now. So yeah, and turn the post notifications on so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye!